This video is about one of the strangest and the most interesting moments at the Marineford War, Benn Beckman stopping Kizaru just by being there. Many thought that Kizaru was trolling, but as time passes, more and more people believe that he was not, and I am sure that he was not, and I will tell you why. First of all, we must take into account that red-haired pirates are the first revealed crew in One Piece, so Oda has planned their role in the story from the beginning. This means that he chose the red-haired pirates' powers 20 years ago. Kizaru was attacking Luffy before Benn appeared, then he stopped, and when Beckman left, he continued his attack. Also, we can't say that Benn Beckman is much stronger than Kizaru. Don't underestimate him, he is an admiral with an amazing devil fruit. Even if he was weaker, he would fight him. Don't forget that he fought Rayleigh, Whitebeard, Marco, and more. This means that Kizaru knew that he had no chance against Benn Beckman. But why? Before I start talking about Benn's powers, let's talk about Kizaru and Beckman's past. As I said, many said that Kizaru was joking, but most likely he was not. Anyway, this is not important for now. That scene showed us that they knew each other from the past, and I think they are childhood friends, or at least they met each other when they were kids, because it looked like Kizaru knew Benn Beckman's powers really well. He knew that there was no chance of winning, and that does not happen very often. Even if they fought once a few years ago and Kizaru lost, he would still try to do anything because they were at war. Also, I don't think an admiral and a Yonko's right-hand man would just casually fight. Was it a serious clash? Who fought Shanks? The fight continued long enough such that Kizaru learned Benn Beckman's abilities and understood that there was no chance of winning. Why did Marines and red-haired pirates fight? Marines usually never attack Yonko crews like that, especially Shanks. We know that there would never be an order from the world government to capture Shanks. The only time we saw Marines and Yonko crews fight was at Marineford, and we know how big of an event that was. Also, Shanks' crew always travels together. We have never seen them separate, so most likely Kizaru did not find Benn Beckman walking down the street by himself and did not fight him. These are the logical reasons why I'm sure that they did not just fight a few years ago, and there is more to their connection. First of all, both of them are from the North Blue, so only this fact already gives us a reason to think that they may have met during their childhood or teen years. What do we know about Benn Beckman or Kizaru's childhood? Very little. It seems that as a child, Kizaru loved to read and write. It's shown that he had a lamp with him, so in this picture most likely he is writing at night. We may assume that he was in his books all the time, as he was doing it even late at night when there was no light. What do we know about Benn Beckman's childhood? Nothing. But we do know that Benn Beckman has the highest IQ from the North Blue. Let me remind you what characters are also from the North Blue. Vinsmoke Judge, Trafalgar Law, Don Flamingo, Hawkins, Akainu, X-Drake, Tsuru, Sanji, Karasu, Vista, and more. And Benn Beckman is smarter than all of these characters. Shanks started gathering a crew 22 years ago. Benn Beckman was 28 years at the time, so he and Kizaru met any time before that. Kizaru is 8 years older than Benn, so most likely Kizaru was already big when he met Benn Beckman, 10 and 18 or something like that. Of course, I can't speculate what they were to each other. Friends? Rivals? Were they on the same ship? We don't know, but I think this. Kizaru spent his entire childhood reading books. He wanted to get smarter, but many years later he met a kid who was 8 years younger than him and was effortlessly way smarter than Borsalino. No matter what they were to each other, I am sure they have fought each other many times. I have a theory about Benn Beckman's powers, and before that I want to tell you that this power may not even be Benn's main power. Just with his high IQ, Benn Beckman managed to find a way to counter Kizaru, so I believe in the past Kizaru lost many times to Benn Beckman, not because of overall strength, but because of Benn Beckman's IQ. He was always winning the mind games with Kizaru in the past. I am sure that Benn Beckman is based on Arnold Beckman. Arnold Orville Beckman was an American chemist, inventor, investor, and philanthropist. He also developed the DU spectrophotometer, probably the most important instrument ever developed towards the advancement of bioscience. This instrument was the first commercially viable scientific instrument for measuring the amount of ultraviolet light absorbed by a substance. Later, he created ultraviolet, which used a prism to separate light. Benn Beckman is most likely an inventor as well. Oda told us about his IQ probably because of that, so it made me think, what if Benn invented something which could separate Kizaru and light, like Arnold Beckman's invention? It probably won't last forever, so I don't mean that Kizaru will lose his DF abilities, maybe only for a minute or a few seconds. I say this because back in '99, scientists slowed light down to just 17 meters per second. And then 2 years later, the same research group stopped light entirely. After a few years, the University of Darmstadt stopped light for a whole minute, so it's impossible to stop light forever. I don't think that Benn's invention is light-slowing bullets, because in One Piece it is very easy to avoid bullets, especially for Kizaru. I believe he can create sound shockwaves which can separate light from Kizaru. I don't mean it word by word, I just think you have seen sound shockwaves in animes and films. It creates some kind of personality splitting effect. That's what I'm talking about. I believe during this shockwave, Kizaru will not be able to use his powers for a few seconds, and maybe not just Kizaru. Maybe Ben Beckman invented such a thing for all logias, because logias can become, create, and control an element or force of nature, so it belongs to nature and it is easy to tinker with it through science when you're the smartest guy in the whole East Blue. Of course, this whole theory is not based on facts, but I think it may be close to the truth. At least I believe that Ben Beckman is based on Arnold Beckman. He is an inventor and he fought with Kizaru for many times long ago. I hope that we will see these two characters together again in the future, and we will see what happened between them, because I think there was no reason for Oda to make that scene if he is not going to show something in the future. Most likely we will see the red-haired pirates in action soon. Big Mom and Kaido's era ended, so most likely next arcs will be focused on the red-haired or Blackbeard pirates, and I am really hyped about both of them because we know nearly nothing about those crews, but we know they're comprised of badass strong pirates. Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, Yasopp, and Shanks of course. What is the extent of their full power? On the other hand, Blackbeard pirates are completed by Impel Down level 6 criminals as strong as Ace, Jinbei, Crocodile, and Don Flamingo. Maybe even stronger. The former head jailer of Impel Dawn as strong as Magellan for that time, Shiryu. Now, after eating the Suke no Mi, he can become invisible. If Blackbeard and Shanks fight in the future, we may even see these two monsters, Shiryu and Ben Beckman, fight each other. And I sure hope it won't be off screen, because that would be one of the greatest fights in anime. Overall, both crews are amazing, and we will have amazing chapters in the future, because the hype is here for years already. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Write down your thoughts on this video and subscribe for more.